Hey, good morning everyone. It's Thursday about 8:30 a.m., December 26th, and prices of BTC currently at 7,200 flat. Okay, so let's get to the analysis first, and I will let you guys know what we've been up to in the advantage side of the community. All right, first things first, what we've seen is a clear drop off, in price once we had this consolidation right here. We had a push up and then, a swift rejection in price, okay? But what we're seeing now is notice that the price is actually coming down and coming into an angle like a rounded bottom like this, okay? The bulls are essentially absorbing or what seems like absorption right in this area, okay? You don't come down this hard to then take this kind of angle like this and then have price move sideways, for the last, you could see these four or these six candles right here, that's almost 24 hours right there that's been spent, right? So I can only assume that there's some bit of absorption going on right here. Now the question is, all right, is this absorption to push the price up into this direction right here, or are these bulls right here the bulls that are essentially going to get torched when someone bigger, a bigger player, comes and dumps the price further? Okay, well, for now we can assume at least two things, right? Someone is clearly sort of absorbing the asset and we're moving sideways. Okay, we're obviously not pushing down as hard. We can also look at it, sort of this way, which is that when we look at this, brief period of consolidation, or even, say from this area to this area, right? This consolidation movement right here, okay, it clearly had a couple touches on that demand block right there, okay? Because remember, this consolidation, once price moved up and away from it, has now come back and become support, okay? So unless price somehow, breaks down all the way here, or breaks down, comes back and retests this as resistance and then sells off, this is still assumed to be support, okay? So I can only assume that this is support and it is holding because it hasn't broken yet, okay? But now we have to think of it in a different manner, okay? One of which is, all right, okay, so let's look at it this way. All right, let me delete this thing first. Okay, so you can look at this candle right here that sort of came down, okay, hard into, let me see how I can draw this. I may have another way of looking at this. All right. Okay, so we can look at it this way, okay? So notice that this was sort of the consolidation, right? Remember I said this was that bit of consolidation right here. This was like an ascending triangle and then price broke through it, okay? Now, once price broke through it, notice when price came crashing down, this green candle right here, it quickly moved back up as soon as price just tapped the top of this area right here, which is the top of this consolidation period right here, okay? But it was actually met by even bigger sellers. Okay, so this kind of told us that, okay, the sellers are still under control, so they sent the price back down. Okay, so this was basically sort of a bearish, I wouldn't really call it a bearish engulfing. I mean, let's just say it's a strong bearish candle. And let's just say, the sellers are clearly under control right here. Okay, and then price, sort of kept consolidating right in the support, which was this consolidation period right here. Okay, so we can only assume that now what's happening is we have this area right here. So let me draw this out. Okay, all this right here. All right, this was all, really just the previous demand. We can even raise this up a little bit higher so it can cover this wick right here, because this was, rejected right here, right? So all this, okay, all these wicks and candles that come off into this area, this is all demand right here, okay? So if that is demand right there, okay, that was tested properly, all right, we can assume, at least for the local time frames, that we have a lot of stops, okay, for the long positions sitting in this area, okay? So even if we push back up, I would figure that there's going to be maybe a sharp pushback in here and then a spike up, or what might really happen is this area right here, which is probably where most of the stops reside, right, for the longs, because remember, with this bit of consolidation right here, all the stops for this and probably this are definitely going to be in this area right here. So if I was someone pressuring the market and I was looking for liquidity, the most obvious area is this region right here. This is right below 7,000, okay? So between, you can see right there, the 7,025 marker and about, 6,930, okay? That little $100 range is probably the likely place that price could sort of spike down into and then push back up. Okay? Now, that's one way of looking at longs, right? And by the way, if price does move back down here, the most likely place that price will probably land is two areas. Okay, number one, probably as high as this marker right there, which is, let's just say 73.50. Okay, and the 73.50 area is important because notice that, if we put that line down again, right there, okay, notice that, these wicks right here got rejected right there, and so did these wicks right here, okay? And now, if you notice, this candle right here, notice that it taps right in that area right there, as a rejection, but then again, further sells off, okay? So I can only assume that for the first target, if price is going to, take out some liquidity down here, it's going to go as high as 73.50. If it brushes past that, then it will probably go to the December monthly open and maybe even the weekly open, which is around $7,500. Okay, you can see that right there, weekly open for this week, and this week will close Sunday. Okay, weekly open is 7,500, monthly open is 7,550. Okay. Now the short side is this. All right, so this consolidation we had before the big push up. Notice we came down, broke this trend line. Okay, this trend line that was holding right there, and right there. Okay, we use that same trend line as resistance right there, and now it looks like we're sort of breaking down under it and potentially ready for another sell-off. Okay. So your short position, if you are looking to short, your stops will probably be up here around 7,300 or 7,310, and your targets, like I said, will be down here where the liquidity currently lies, between 7,025 and down to about 6,930 or so. Okay, so you have now two different ways to watch this. All right, in our community, okay, we had two fantastic fast scalp trades. And remember, if you guys are not familiar with the Advantage program, we have more of like the swing trades and slightly longer time frame trades in terms of leverage trading in leverage short and leverage longs. Okay, fast scalp high leverage is more so, the trade might last no more than 4 to 8 hours. It will be typically high leverage. I don't really go high leverage. I typically just do 10x, maybe 15x at most. But anyway, so the point is, you can see my proof of first thing I actually shorted yesterday. Okay, I took the short. You can see 10x right there. I took it around 71.96. Okay, and then I closed that short right around down here around 71.20 or so. Okay, or 71.30, I think. I forgot what it was. Yeah, you can see right there. Entry price for my short was 71.96. Closed at 71.26. So remember, like I said, fast scalp. Now I want to explain to you why I did that and why I decided to take that profit where I did. Okay, so remember I said there's little pockets of liquidity that were areas that I was looking out for, right? So when price was sort of crashing down, okay, like this, the area that I looked out for was this 4-hour candle right there. Okay, this red candle that you see. Now, just below this candle, okay, is liquidity that is being held up, right, from this previous run up right here. So I can only assume that this little last bit of consolidation that we had right here had, some stops residing right under it. Okay, so when I took a short, I think somewhere in this area right here, around $7,200, I expected price to spike down like this, and that's exactly what happened, right? It took out some stops from this consolidation, and that's where I sold my position because I said I have no idea if this short is going to break down further, but I can at least assume that in terms of basic understanding of technicals, liquidity, and SR levels, I know for sure that this area right here, this red candle, will probably have some liquidity trapped under it. And I don't know if it's enough liquidity to send this, price just breaking down, or if it's going to sort of push back into this blue area and then push back up, which is exactly what happened. So my entry was, my entry and exit was less than a couple of hours. Got in right there, sold out down there, and then I actually decided to sort of take a long right in this area right here. Okay, so I had two easy movements back to back, which you can see right there. Entry for my short 71.96, exit price 71.25. And then I entered right around the area because I said, with the same reasoning, I said, okay, well, I know there's liquidity right here, so I'm going to sell my short, and then I'm just going to go long. Because I know for sure that if I'm wrong, where will I be wrong? I'll probably be wrong, say down here. Okay, so I took my trade right there for a long. I set my stop loss right there, and I set a quick take profit in the 7250 or 7300 area. But when I saw the market sort of pulling back again, hitting this area, this trend line right here as resistance, I said, you know what, I'm just going to sell right here, walk away with my profit. And that's exactly what happened. As you can see, entry price for my long was 71.35, and then I exited the position right there, 72.12 and 72.12 and a half. So two easy trades on Christmas Day, yielding some good profit, just using the basics of my knowledge, which is 11 years of trading in the equity markets, commodities, forex markets, and about 3 years now in crypto. Okay, so if you don't sort of believe in my sauce, if you will, look at my results. Right, you can see my results in these fast scalp channels. You can see it in my short trade position channels. I mean, by the way, I have my losses as well, but my losses are far more contained like this, and my profits are much larger. You can see plus 12% profit right there, 8% loss. Let's see here, trade close. This was a 65% gain, right? This was a massive gain that I had. I had an entry at 75.26 and I exited all the way down near 7,035. Okay, this was I think a beginning of December, so this is a few days ago. Okay, or actually, when was this? Oh yeah, beginning of December, middle of December. Okay, so you could see, when my trades are profiting and I make gains, they're pretty massive gains, and my losses are pretty contained. Right, I keep my losses anywhere between 5 to 10% losses for my position. And typically, when I start seeing my position sort of go into negative territory, I start cutting down my position as the price is going down anyway. And sometimes I start loading up heavier when the price is going right in my direction. Okay, and the wrong thing that most people do is they start averaging into losing positions because they want to bring down their average of their losing position, right? This is probably not a sensible thing to do unless you're actually adding on to key areas. Okay, so let me give you an example. I had someone tell me that they were in a long position. I think from somewhere up here. Okay, and I think that person added somewhere down here and down here. All right. I don't know exactly where they added, but I think just as an example, I want to give you that idea. Okay. So I said, okay, well, if you got in right here, I understand if you're wanting to add to your position and bring down your average, but why add at arbitrary places like in this area? Why not wait for key levels like SR levels to be taken out and then add? Okay, so if you're adding right here, right, if your first initial entry of your position is right in this area, the next area that you should be looking out to add is these stops that were taken out for liquidity right over here. There should be no reason to add anywhere else in this vicinity. Okay, you should be looking for key areas that should break, right, or rather could be held up as potential SR levels, right? But it doesn't mean that you should just blindly sort of double down. You should always also have sort of a strategy for risk mitigation. So let's just say, this person longed right here, averaged into their position right here. Well, this person has to sort of accept some things, which is that, okay, if I'm wrong, right, I will probably be wrong all the way down here, okay? Are you going to be okay with being averaged from here and here, and then being wrong all the way in terms of your stop down here? Okay, that's sort of the risk that you want to be able to, contain and take with your position size, all right? So this is the proper way that you want to average down. Another way I like to average down is I like to add on to winning positions that are going in my direction. So say, for example, I actually, got into a position right here around 68.50 or so, right? And I said, you know what? I'm not going to sort of add on to my position, okay, unless, all right, because I had a really good entry right here, okay? I took some profit in this area, I took some profit in this area. I was never able to sell the top nor buy the bottom, but I had enough of a movement, by the way, and I can show you right here, okay? My entry was, let's see here. My entry was 68.81, okay? This is my proof. And oftentimes I will show my community proof, right? And then I sold some of my position, I think around 7,100, which was half my position. And then I sold another quarter around 73.68, okay? And then I have remaining, 1/4 of my position that was from 68.80, right? So the only place that I was going to consider adding on to my long, okay, because I already had a really good entry, was if this area right here, up here, got broken, okay? Because I know for sure that there's a lot of liquidity up here. Remember, like I said, you have to understand the basics of technicals, which is that, above certain wicks like this right here, which is a key swing high, there's going to be a lot of stops residing in terms of short positions, okay? So if I was someone who was looking and hunting for liquidity, right, I would be digging price all the way up in this area and then either pushing up further to make the shorts feel the pain, or I would buy essentially everyone's stops and then buy these short positions right here and then dump the price. There's two different ways you could go for it, right? So the point is that, that did not happen, okay? And I did not get to double down on my position, but I had a pretty sizable position that entered in at 68.80, took profit around 71.50 or so, and then 73.50, and now I'm still holding on to some of my long position, okay? And by the way, you could see as soon as I enter positions, I let my community know exactly where I'm entering, exactly. You could see I posted a chart with it. I posted my, proof of entry. So you can see, I let my community know we're a pretty transparent community, okay? There's no, bragging. There's no BS. There's no shilling. We're just a good community that wants to learn how to trade, make some good gains in this market, and, honestly live a pretty balanced life, because most people here have families, they have jobs, they have responsibilities to their significant other. So, whether you're trying to pay for, supplemental income or vacation, or pay off your student loans, or take care of your family or a parent or anything, I think, trading in the crypto space can help you do that, And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but you can see I've been doing this for, almost 3 or 4 years, pretty much full time, okay? And my results are visible. Okay, not only are my results visible in terms of what I do, but sometimes I explain to people the way I live my life. How I get to travel, how I get to sort of balance my trading income. All these things are visible in our community, and we're not people who sort of hide our lives, or we're not people who sort of just fake the gains or anything like that. I mean, everyone is a pretty open person in our community, and you can see the gains right there, right? As you can see, and we've been doing this for a while. This isn't just the last few days. We've been doing this for months on end. This is just November right here. This is just October right here. All the way back, you can see all the great gains that people have put up, and these are people from different countries with different backgrounds, different age groups. We have some people who are 55, 60 years old, and some people who are 25, who just got into the workforce. Some people are single mothers, and some people are, fathers who are trying to, provide supplemental income for their family. So you could see everyone has a different goal and a different aim to be in this community, but all of which is great because we share sort of that knowledge right here in our community, and everyone sort of benefits from smart people sharing information, making some good gains, and just being able to share and absorb knowledge and get smarter. Okay. So anyway, that's my spiel for Cryptosomniac. I think this is a fantastic community, and if you're someone who wants to learn and understand how to trade, how we trade, and how we go about, trading in this market and making consistent gains, come join Cryptosomniac. There's a link below in the YouTube description to join. There should be a discount link, or you can go to cryptosomniac.com right there. Okay, and you can see on this products page, okay, cryptosomniac.com products page, and you can join our membership right there, Cryptosomniac Advantage, or you can join the technical analysis course right there, and you can, once you join the technical analysis course right there, you can get access to all these locked channels that you see, which is all where the magic happens with our trading. This is where you see the Advantage community, making these gains that I told you about, all through these locked channels right here. Okay, and then every day, I provide multiple Bitcoin analysis. So the video that you see today is just a small snippet of what the Advantage members, or a small snippet of what the free community gets. The Advantage members get a ton of updates through the day. You get 2 videos a day. You get live sessions, to be able to ask questions. Daily analysis, and more importantly, Jordan and myself, the analysts of this community, will pretty much be here almost 18 to 24 hours a day, responding to questions in this Trader Talk channel, which is our Advantage group chat. And you can see we're a pretty busy community. Some people have been with us for about 2 years. Some people have just started, in the last month or two, and even they have seen some significant gains. So you could see that, we're a pretty active community, not like most, Discords that you see where they post like, once a day or once every few days. They may or may not have analysis. We have a regimented schedule where we post analysis every single day. We update our community. We're a pretty active and vibrant community, okay? We have community discussion, which is the free side. We also have, discussions here. Sometimes I provide, free trades over here. You can see this was our long scalp trade that I gave to the free side. The entry was 71.35, as you can see right there. And I exited the position right around 72.15, like I showed you earlier. So you could see, sometimes I do provide free trades to the free side as well. So come join free side at least if you just want to, come hang out. If not, come join the Advantage membership, where you can get access to all these locked channels, and you can also get access to an amazing community that shares analysis every day. You can get your questions answered. You can learn from us, and also learn from a very, robust education section right there, where we provide tons of analysis, tons of videos, how we go about trading, how to change your mindset, where to understand to place stops, take profit, how to understand divergences like that, how to understand to build a journaling sheet, how to understand RSI and different indicators, etc. Okay. So anyway, that's my spiel, folks. Thank you again so much. You guys have been an amazing community that I have had the, opportunity and fortune to serve. Because remember, you are the people that hire me. Okay, so my devotion, my time, my energy will always go back to you. Okay, and so I will always try to deliver the best for my Advantage members. All my energy, all my work, all my trading, and transparency goes to my Advantage membership. Okay, because one thing about this world is that if you're good at something, make people pay to see what you're good at. All right. Most people think that paid groups and stuff are bad, and this and that, and you can get free knowledge out there. Well, that's fine. I mean, listen, if you want free knowledge, that's okay. You could go do that. But I provide a specific skill set, a specific level of access, communication, transparency, and knowledge that I personally don't think free people will just provide for free. Because if you are providing that information for free, like I do, and you're giving the level of attention and time, then clearly you don't value your time or your value as much as I do. And that's okay. Okay. I value myself pretty highly. I value my time. And this is why I provide what I do for my Advantage members in my Advantage community. Okay. With all the lock channels that you see, tons of analysis every single day. And more importantly, the level of access that we provide to our community over here in the Advantage chat. All right. So thank you so much again for watching, folks. You know what to look out for in terms of scenarios, longs or shorts. I still do think that the daily may potentially have another push out to the upside. I am still hoping for these stops right here to be taken out. We shall see if that will happen or not. We could definitely just dump from here, but like I said, look out for the 7,025 to 6930 area, which is this little gap right here of liquidity where stops could be residing for longs, and look for sort of a sharp spike in here and then a potential move back up towards the December monthly open, which is around 75.50. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Again, come join Cryptosomniac Advantage membership, or come join the technical analysis course right here, which gives you 7 free days once you get this analysis course in the Advantage program. Or click the Discord link below, which gives you access to the free side, which is the community discussion right here as you see it. All right. Cheers, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of the holidays. Spend some time with family, and I will talk to y'all soon, okay? If you have any questions, again, come join Discord, or shoot me a comment or a message in the YouTube video below. All right, cheers. Take care.